There are spiritual gifts so rare and powerful that only a few people in the world possess them. But the most incredible part is that many don't even know they have them. What if you were one of them? Today, I'll reveal the secret signs that only the truly chosen ones possess and how to identify them in yourself. Stay until the end, because the final gift is the most surprising and the one that could change your life forever. If this topic inspires you and you believe more people should hear it, subscribe, give it a like, and share your experience in the comments. Your support transforms lives. Since you were a child, you felt it. Something inside you told you that you weren't like the others. While others seemed to live in a routine without questions, you looked at the world with different eyes. Questions like, why am I here? Or, is there a greater purpose? Appeared in your mind at an age when no one else seemed to care about such things. The chosen are not called in obvious ways. There's no sign in the sky or voice to confirm it. It's something more subtle, deeper, an internal feeling that never disappears. From a young age, you noticed that the things others cared about seemed superficial to you. While children your age played without worries, you observed the world more deeply, as if you were waiting to discover a great secret hidden behind reality. But that feeling of being different wasn't always easy to carry. You may have felt misunderstood or even isolated. Perhaps it was hard to fit in because you saw beyond what others could see. Maybe you noticed people reacting strangely to your presence, not because you did anything unusual, but because your energy was always different. The first signs of awakening. At some point, it happened. Maybe it was an unusual experience, a déjà vu so vivid it felt like a memory from another time, a dream so real you woke up knowing it was more than just fantasy, or a meeting with someone who said something that shook your soul, as if that person knew something about you that even you hadn't discovered yet. As a child, you might have spoken about things that astonished adults. Maybe you had an unexplainable wisdom for your age, or even connected with invisible beings only you could perceive. Some called it imagination, but deep down, you knew it wasn't. Something in you resonated with the invisible, the mystical, what most people couldn't understand. The feeling of having a mission. Over time, that feeling of being different became something deeper, a quiet certainty that you came into this world with a purpose. But what was that purpose? You could feel it in moments of solitude, in moments when the world seemed too chaotic, too empty. Something inside you screamed that you were here for something greater, but the answer seemed hidden, like pieces of an incomplete puzzle. And this is where the true awakening begins. Because if you felt all of this, if deep within your being you've experienced this unexplained calling, then maybe you are one of the chosen. But this is only the first sign. There's a gift that only the truly chosen possess, a capacity that sets them apart from others, supernatural intuition. If you've ever felt something before it happened, if you've experienced an unexplainable certainty about something without proof, if a sudden thought saved you from a dangerous situation, or if you can read someone's energy just by looking at them, then you possess this gift. But what makes this intuition different from a simple hunch? The sensitivity of the chosen, perceiving the invisible. Since forever, the world has been more than what the eyes can see. There are forces, vibrations, energies, and some are born with the ability to feel them. If you've ever entered a room and felt an unexplainable chill, if you've been near someone and felt a wave of sadness without them saying a word, if a place made you feel uneasy for no logical reason, then your intuition is awake. The chosen perceive the world differently. While others rely only on their physical senses, they can read what's beyond. They can sense a person's intention before they speak. They can notice changes in a room's energy, and they can perceive what is hidden to most. But this gets even more interesting. Premonitions, when intuition breaks through time. Some of the chosen have experienced something even more advanced. Premonitions. Maybe you dreamed about an event before it happened. Perhaps an image or feeling came to your mind, and hours or days later, it happened exactly as you imagined. Or maybe, without any logical reason, you knew someone was going to call, and the phone rang. These experiences aren't coincidences. They are a clear sign that your intuition is connected to something much greater. Time, as we know it, isn't a straight line. The chosen, with their supernatural intuition, can access fragments of the future because their soul is more in tune with the vibration of the universe. But here's where many get confused: how to differentiate real intuition from a simple hunch. The difference between true intuition and a common hunch lies in clarity and certainty. A common hunch is vague, based on fears or anxieties. It may be something our mind creates from past experiences. A true intuition, however, is clear, sudden, and firm. It doesn't come from fear, but from deep and unexplainable knowing. When an intuition is real, there's no doubt or confusion, only certainty. It's like a lightning bolt in the mind, a message that appears out of nowhere without any negative emotion contaminating it. When intuition speaks, it does so with authority. You have the gift of supernatural intuition if you've felt this in your life, if you've experienced premonitions or an unexplainable connection to the energies around you. Then this is one of the gifts that confirms you as one of the chosen. There is a gift that very few understand, but that is one of the clearest signs of the truly chosen: the ability to heal others. If, throughout your life, people have come to you seeking support, if they've shared their problems without you asking, if after talking to you someone says they feel lighter, then you may possess this ability. But this goes far beyond simply giving good advice. True healers emit an energy capable of relieving the suffering of others, even without realizing it. Healing energy in the hands and voice. Some chosen ones have hands that heal. If you've ever placed your hands on someone and felt an unexplainable warmth or tingling in your palms, if you've been told your touch is comforting, or that after hugging you, they feel at peace, you might have the gift of energetic healing. This gift isn't something you can learn from a book. It's a vibrational frequency that some souls are born with. The hands of a healer transmit energy capable of balancing, harmonizing, and healing the body and mind of others. But healing doesn't only happen through physical touch. Some heal with their voice. Their words have the power to calm, inspire, and fill with hope those who hear them. You may have been told that after talking to you, people feel clarity or peace, as if you lifted a weight off their shoulders. This is a clear sign of an energetic healer. True healers don't need to make a conscious effort to transmit their energy. Their mere presence transforms people. Why do people seek out healers? If you are a chosen one with this gift, something curious has likely happened to you. People seek your company without you knowing why. Strangers tell you their life stories without you asking. Sad or troubled people feel relief being near you. Friends or family come to you during difficult times. It's not a coincidence. They feel your healing energy. Even those who don't believe in spirituality perceive at an unconscious level that being near you helps them in some way. But here's where you must be careful. Healers can also absorb others' energy. That's why it's essential that you learn to protect yourself, to release the emotional burden of others and strengthen your own vibration. How to know if you have the gift of healing? If people feel better after talking to you, if you've been told your voice or touch brings peace, if you felt heat or vibration in your hands when trying to help someone, if you've experienced this, then you have a very special role in this world. You are a healer. But this is only another of the chosen's gifts. There are still more signs that could confirm your true nature. Help us spread this message to more people. Subscribe, like, and tell us what spiritual signs you've experienced. Imagine that every thought you have is a seed. Some take time to sprout, while others bloom almost immediately. But the chosen possess a different power. Their thoughts are not mere ideas but commands to the universe. If you've ever noticed that what you think becomes reality quickly, if you've wished for something intensely and out of nowhere the circumstances align for it to happen, if your energy seems to attract or repel people without you doing anything, then you have the gift of manifestation. This is one of the greatest and most dangerous powers of the chosen, because everything they feel and think has a real impact on their surroundings. Thinking something and seeing it become reality, most people can manifest, but they do it slowly. They struggle to visualize what they want, doubt themselves, or simply don't believe it's possible. The chosen, however, manifest quickly. Their energy is so intense that their thoughts materialize at an astonishing speed. They've thought of someone and suddenly that person called or messaged. They've wished for an opportunity, an object, a meeting, and it appeared in their life. They've felt emotion so strong they've changed the atmosphere of a room just by entering. If you've experienced this, then you possess one of the most powerful gifts that exist. But this gift comes with great responsibility, the emotions of the chosen and their impact on the world. The chosen don't just create with their minds, but with their vibration. Their energy is so strong, it affects people and situations around them. If they're happy, they can instantly spread that happiness to others. If they're angry or frustrated, they can cause technology to fail, objects to break, or people around them to become agitated for no reason. If they feel fear, they can attract negative experiences with surprising speed. That's why controlling vibration is crucial. It's not just about thinking what you want, but learning to balance your emotions. The importance of vibrational control and intention. True manifestors don't just wish for things, they create with intention. They don't say, "I hope this happens," but "This is already mine." They don't wait for external signs to believe. They feel the inner certainty that it is already happening. They don't let fear, doubt, or anxiety interfere with their energy. If you've noticed that you can change situations with your mind, if your emotional state has an immediate impact on your surroundings, and if you've seen how your thoughts become reality easily, then you are a reality creator. But the chosen don't just manifest, they also have another incredible gift. They attract special energies and people into their lives, for better or worse. There's something the chosen discover over time. Wherever they go, energies follow them. If you've noticed that strangers feel drawn to you for no apparent reason, if you've experienced encounters that seem also the energies, the duality of energetic attraction. Beings with spiritual gifts have an energy field much stronger than that of most people. It is as if their soul emits a frequency that can be perceived both by energies of light and those of darkness. On one hand, they attract high vibration people, old souls, spiritual guides, hidden masters who appear on their path to help them remember who they are and what their mission is. On the other hand, they attract low vibration beings, people with heavy energy vampires, individuals who feel envy or simply seek to drain them. This is the balance of energy. Those who have light will also attract shadows, and that is why it is essential to learn how to protect oneself. How to protect yourself from negative energies and psychic attacks. When a chosen one begins to shine, their light does not go unnoticed. There will be those who approach them seeking guidance and healing, but there will also be those who try to extinguish that light, consciously or unconsciously. That's why it is crucial to learn to protect your energy. Avoid sharing your energy too much with those who only seek to absorb it. If after speaking with someone you feel exhausted or heavy in the chest, that person has drained your energy. Learn to set boundaries. You cannot save everyone, nor carry the negativity of others. Use energetic protections. Visualizing a golden light enveloping you, carrying protective crystals, or practicing energy cleansing with incense and salt baths can make a difference. Psychic attacks are not always intentional. Sometimes a person who envies you or thinks of you with resentment can send negative vibrations without realizing it. But the chosen ones have the ability to transform that energy and use it to their advantage. Synchronicity and mystical connections. Another phenomenon that happens with the chosen ones is synchronicity. They meet people at the exact moments they most need an answer. Someone appears with the right word. They come across repeating numbers, signs, and symbols. They look at the clock and see 11:11, 22:22, or combinations that seem to guide them. They feel certain events are not coincidences. Everything seems to align in an almost magical way, as if the universe were sending them a message. This happens because the chosen ones are connected to the web of existence in a different way. They do not live by chance, but in the flow of universal vibration. If you've noticed these patterns in your life, it's because you're not here by accident. Your energy is a beacon, and it's time to recognize your power. But there is one final sign, one that changes everything. For some time, you've felt it, an inexplicable sensation, a constant premonition, as if something big is about to happen. It's not fear, nor anxiety, nor uncertainty. It's a silent certainty that vibrates deep within you, as if the universe were whispering that you're on the threshold of something important, of something that could change everything. This is the last gift of the chosen ones, the final call to the mission, the feeling that something big is about to happen. Perhaps you've noticed it in the little details. The people who once were part of your life begin to drift away. The things that used to matter to you suddenly no longer make sense. You feel an inexplicable attraction to spiritual topics, ancient knowledge, or messages that seem directed specifically at you. It's as if the veil of reality were slowly falling, as if what you believed was life is beginning to reveal its true nature. You are awakening. But this awakening is not just for you to observe from a distance. You've come this far because it's time to act. The universe doesn't make mistakes. If you feel something aligning within you, it's because you're being called to fulfill your purpose. The ultimate spiritual awakening and the activation of purpose. Every chosen one has come with a mission, but not all discover it. Some doubt themselves. Others are afraid to accept who they truly are. Many feel the call but try to ignore it because they know their life will completely change when they respond. However, a point comes when there's no turning back. The ultimate spiritual awakening does not stop. When this happens, reality transforms. The signs become clearer, the synchronicities increase, and life begins to move in a direction you hadn't planned, but that deep down you feel is inevitable. This is the moment when you must make a decision. Will you keep ignoring the signs, trying to fit into a world that no longer resonates with you? Or will you accept your mission and allow yourself to become who you truly are? Know who you are and fulfill your mission. If you felt these signs in your life, you are not alone. This is not a path walked with closed eyes. It is a path of courage, of transformation, of truth. But there's one thing you must know. When a chosen one awakens, the world around them awakens too. It is time to recognize who you are. It is time to accept your power. It is time to fulfill your mission. Everything has led you to this moment. You are ready. Thank you for getting this far. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Your story can inspire others to remember who they are. The awakening has begun.